The rain poured against the diner windows like 1,000 quiet tears, each drop echoing the sadness in Daniel Turner's heart. Inside, the dim yellow lights reflected off chrome tables and half-empty ketchup bottles. It was the kind of place where no one stayed long, where loneliness sat in every booth, whispering softly through the clatter of dishes and the low hum of an old jukebox. Daniel sat alone at his usual corner table, staring at the steam rising from his untouched coffee. He'd been coming here every night for the past 3 months, same time, same order, black coffee, scrambled eggs, and toast. It wasn't hunger that brought him here. It was habit. Routine was all he had left to keep from falling apart. His wedding ring was gone. His home felt hollow. And the warmth he once knew had vanished with his wife, Claire, who had died in a car accident last winter. He had stopped believing in kindness, in people, in second chances. Every smile looked rehearsed, every gesture temporary. The rain outside reminded him too much of the night everything ended. Then, the bell over the diner door chimed, letting in a rush of cold air and the sound of heavy rain. A young woman stumbled in, soaked to the bone, clutching a small boy. The child couldn't have been more than 6, his face pale, his eyes heavy with exhaustion. The woman's coat was torn, her hair plastered to her face. She looked around, desperate, like someone searching for a lifeline. Daniel barely looked up, until he heard her voice. Soft, trembling. "Please," she said to the waitress. "Can I get a bowl of soup for my son? I'll pay you tomorrow. We've been walking for hours." The waitress looked apologetic. "I'm sorry, ma'am. No credit. It's policy." The woman's face fell. She hugged her son close and whispered, "It's okay, baby. We'll find something later." Something stirred inside Daniel. Maybe it was the boy's small, fragile frame, or the mother's quiet strength beneath her exhaustion. Or maybe it was the echo of his wife's voice reminding him of who he used to be. Without thinking, he stood, pulled out his wallet, and said, "Add whatever they want to my bill." The woman turned, startled. "No, please, you don't have to. It's fine," Daniel said simply. "And sit down. He's hungry." Her eyes glistened. "Thank you. I'm Emily," she said softly. "This is my son, Noah." Daniel nodded. Daniel. They sat together in the corner booth. When the food came, 2 bowls of hot soup and warm bread, Noah's eyes lit up. Daniel found himself watching the boy eat, the way he smiled after each spoonful, the relief on Emily's tired face. For the first time in months, something inside Daniel shifted. The diner didn't feel so empty anymore. As they ate, Emily shared bits of her story. She'd lost her job, been evicted, and had nowhere to go. She wasn't asking for help, just a chance to let her son rest and eat. Daniel listened, really listened. Her voice carried strength and grace despite everything she'd endured. Hours passed quietly. The rain eased, and the diner emptied. Noah fell asleep with his head in his mother's lap. Emily looked down at him and whispered, "He's all I have. And every day, I'm scared I'll fail him." Daniel felt a lump rise in his throat. He'd once said almost the same words to his wife before the accident. "You're not failing him," he said softly. "You're still here. You're still fighting. That's what matters." Emily looked up, eyes glistening. "You sound like someone who's lost a lot too." He nodded. "Yeah, I guess I have." When they stood to leave, Emily tried to hand him a crumpled $5 bill. "It's not much, but I'll pay you back." Daniel shook his head. "You don't owe me anything. Just take care of him." She hesitated, then squeezed his hand. "You have no idea how much this means. Thank you." After they left, Daniel sat in silence, staring at the empty seats across from him. The diner felt different, warmer somehow. The next morning, as Daniel walked to work, he saw Emily and Noah sitting outside the small library across the street. She was reading to him from a worn-out children's book. He stopped, then crossed the road. "Hey," he said softly. "You two okay?" Emily smiled faintly. "We're fine. Just needed somewhere dry to wait." "Have you found a place to stay?" he asked. She shook her head. "Not yet. The shelter's full." Daniel hesitated, then said quietly, "I've got a spare room. It's not much, but it's warm. You can stay until you find something." Emily's eyes widened. "We couldn't possibly." "It's fine," he said. "No strings. Just a safe place." Tears filled her eyes. "Thank you." Weeks passed. Daniel's house, once silent and cold, began to fill with life. Noah's laughter echoed through the halls. Emily cooked breakfast every morning, insisting it was her way of saying thank you. Slowly, Daniel began to heal. He told her about Claire, the love he'd lost, and how he'd forgotten how to live. Emily shared her fears, her dreams, her hope to become a nurse. Together, they found comfort in simple things: the smell of pancakes, the warmth of conversation, the soft sound of a child's laughter. One evening, Daniel came home to find Noah drawing at the table. The picture showed 3 people holding hands under a bright sun. "That's you, me, and Mommy," Noah said proudly. "We're a family now." Daniel looked at Emily, who smiled shyly from the kitchen. For the first time in years, he felt whole. Sometimes, the people who heal us arrive when we least expect them: on a rainy night, in a quiet diner, when all we wanted was to be alone. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. Tell us in the comments the kindest thing a stranger has ever done for you. Because kindness doesn't just feed the hungry, sometimes it saves a soul that had forgotten how to feel.